Coach, Kyle Luckham, 8 innings, 7 hits, 2 runs, 9 strikeouts. Most important, how big is, again, a starter going deep, 0 walks, second night in a row?
Makes me happy. That's a great start by him, and one, again, that we needed based on us having 4 games this weekend with doubleheader tomorrow. We needed to try and get some length out of him. Him pitching to contact early allows him to go later in a game. So we had a couple innings there, I think second or third, fourth inning, he 5-6 pitch innings where, him able to do that really allows him to stay in the game longer. And you don't do that unless you're pounding the strike zone, which he did. So all in all, great outing. He wanted to stay in there a little bit longer. We had kind of a max 110 count on him today. He ended with 107, which was right about right. Had he gotten that last that hitter out, we might have let him finish it. But he did his job, did outstanding. Then Brock came in and did phenomenal and got 3 quick outs. And if you could draw it up that way every day, it'd be nice. But it doesn't. You're not in that position without a great start. So he did outstanding.
Coach, not only was it a great start again, but it was another late surge in the 7th inning, big offense in a timely moment to put you guys ahead, and what ended up being the final score. How does that feel, and what goes into that really? What's the change?
It's just continuing to try and improve. We're rolling a lot of young guys in that lineup that are still learning. Some of our veteran guys are still learning as well, but you look early in the game, first inning, we had a chance to put some points on the board early, and we didn't. And that's kind of a big momentum shift to where we have them on the ropes really in the first inning right there, a chance to do damage, and we don't. Just kind of got ahead of ourselves in the at bats. But as the game went on, guys were pressing a little bit, I think, and getting out of the zone. But the 7th inning, they kind of locked in, and it starts with a good AB. Brett Thauer had to put a nice at bat on there and squared a ball up, got on base. Cam did a great job with the sac bunt. That's easier said than done. He got up and executed that. And then Lampy, just hadn't been really seeing the ball real well against left-handers, but had a couple hits off that starter who was tough on him and put a huge at bat there. Then Mac came up with a big knock off, arguably their best guy out of the pen, and that was huge. And Ethan came up with a big 2-strike hit as well. So when you string at bats together, it's to me that's more of a dagger than just that one solo shot, where it's one hit after another, and you keep passing the torch. That's how you start identifying an offense when you're able to do that. So it was nice to see guys starting to come together and putting good at-bats together.
This is the first time you've gotten consecutive home wins against the same opponent as a manager. Is that kind of a sigh of relief that you can sort of take that off?
No, it's not. I come in to work every day and expecting to win every game. And I know that's not reasonable. I know that's a little far-fetched, but my job is to try to put guys in positions to win every game. And we've been in almost every game, with an exception of 1 or maybe 2, where we have the opportunity to win every game. So again, I don't want to keep talking about this, but the losses that we've had we're in every single one of those. So it's just a matter of starting to get a little confidence and momentum, and these guys hopefully can start rolling. So it feels a lot better to come back and win late in the game than the other things. So hopefully that gives us some momentum.
The 2 instances where Kyle gave up runs were 3 2-out singles back to back, and this home run instances where a pitcher could potentially unravel and turn into a domino effect. That didn't happen. What's it like having a guy like Kyle stand his ground like that?
Well, Kyle's an older guy. He's been here before and understands that in the fall and in the spring we tried to preach to our pitchers that you're not going to be perfect, but you got to try and limit the damage when you can. Try to keep it small, not let things, like as you said, unravel. Kyle's done a great job of that so far this whole year, where he limits the damage, keeps it right there, and you're not gonna be perfect. You gonna go out, you're gonna give up hits and you're gonna make mistakes at times, but it's just a matter of turning the page onto the next pitch and try to execute the next one. And they did a good job there. I think they had 2 outs, 2 strikes there in the second. They rolled off 3 straight hits. Obviously, we don't like to see that, but that's baseball. It's going to happen sometimes. But he was able to limit it right there. And then I've always, again, we try to preach to these guys, solo home runs aren't going to beat you. You know, as long as you don't walk a guy or two prior to that, the solo bombs aren't going to beat you usually. So, you know, case in point, he did a good job attacking the zone and not beating himself, and kept us in the game and gave our offense a chance to get going late.
Will Rogers hitting all Pac-12 freshman right now, home runs. I mean, what do you think's just changed in his approach and just his way he's gone about in the box from his first college at bat to now?
Well, I still don't believe Will has gotten hot yet. I saw him this spring, which is why he got the job in left field when he got hot, and it's fun when he gets scorching. So, but like I said, these guys, Will's going to have to make adjustments, and he's starting to see that. The guys are going to pitch to him. They aren't just going to give him cookies because they know he'll have over lights hours. So he's going to have to learn to lay off speed pitches, which he, you know, you can see sometimes being young, getting a little frustrated with. He just wants fastballs like we all do. But you're not going to get it. You're going to have to put at bats on guys and work counts to get the pitch that you're looking for. And he's starting to, I guess, mature a little bit in that sense, to where I still think there's a lot of smoothing out to do, but that's a freshman for you. He's got to learn, and he's continuing to learn, and no one's going to outwork him. He's going to continue wanting to get better, and his at bats are starting to pile up, where it used to be 1 good at bat out of 5, and now it's starting to become more consistent, 2, 3 out of 4. He's at least putting good at bats together and seeing some results. So I anticipate him to continue doing that. And I got confidence he will.
Coach, going back to the 7th, you threw in Hunter Haas to pinch run for Breath Hour after the single. How has his recovery looked?
You know, he's progressing very well. You know, obviously he's not at the stage where he's throwing yet, but his legs aren't hurt. So, and you know, at that point in time, it's a valuable weapon for us to be able to put a kid in there that has instincts and that can run and understands the game very well. So, and we want to keep him involved. Like, he's a big piece of this team just because he's, you know, injured, so to speak, for 3 or 4 weeks. It's important to keep your staple guys involved if you can. And like I said, his legs are great, so he can still run and do those type of things. And I think you know, we want to find spots to get him in the game like that and continue being a part of this. And you know, for me, that was, you know, a good option for him to run right there, and then it allows me to see what happens, you know, the situation of the game when his spot comes up to hit. You know, what situation that brings, so I don't have to put the pinch hitter that I wanted at that time. So allows me a little more time to see how the game unfolds.
On the note of injury, sorry, updates on Alex Champagne. Is it just a minor thing? He'll be back maybe tomorrow or this upcoming week, or how does that look?
Champ's got that thumb's been through the ringer a little bit. He a couple weeks ago when he dove into first base, he dinged it up pretty good there, but he knew we didn't have anybody else, so he sucked it up and kept playing, and then he gets hit on the same spot last night. Everything initially looks like it's okay, everything's in place, there's no breaks, so we're obviously excited about that, or happy, relieved, I guess, about that. So I think he said tonight he was ready to play if he had to, and we just kind of wanted to try to get him, you know, a couple days of break on that if we can. If we need to use him, he's tough as nails. He'll be ready to play tomorrow if I need him.
You guys.
But Nate looks like he's been getting a lot of confidence behind the plate. I mean, threw out another runner today. I mean, what do you think he's done just from, you know, throwing out guys? I mean, again, this is sort of a relatively new position for him, and he's been throwing out guys and blocking balls in front of him. And what have you seen from him?
No, it's not anybody. That kid flies. And Nate put that right on the money, and there's no substitute for hard work, and that's all he's done. He's worked his absolute butt off behind the dish, and you know, couldn't see it happen to a better kid. You know, to have some success back there, and just he grinds it out every single day. works on his receiving, works on his pitch calling. He's done a great job taking the leadership role on. You can ask any one of our pitchers. I think they've, from the first day of fall till now, the leadership role he's taken on with our pitching staff and wanting to learn and call a good game, tribute to him. And you know, that's nothing that we as coaches have done. That's all Nate that's worked his butt off and gotten himself to this point. So when he throws guys out, I get kind of excited because I know that's just nothing but hard work paying off.
Thanks, Coach. Thanks, Willie.